listening to what you're saying. So what do we do? Because the music industry is still here. Do we just give it all to those who produce that type of music, or lay down, or like what can we do?
My solution is this: is that blacks need to operate on a cancerous basis. What do I mean? Or a cancerous type of mentality. We have to treat, man, look, the Nation of Islam say all the time, no fraternizing with the dead. I hate to say it, it's kind of like that's what's got to happen, man. We can't correct everyone, and we know that. But the people that can be corrected, the people that can be positioned to be right as that, we need to do that. And also, I think that a very feasible solution is we need to, I understand when COVID is difficult. We need a inventory taken of what our people can do. You know, we need to know what skills do we really have. Like, music is cool. That's all right. Everybody can't be a rapper. We literally need a counting of how many black doctors we got in the state of Illinois, how many black doctors we got in the state of Virginia, in the state of California. We need a entire, in my opinion, inventory taken of who's the doctors, the lawyers, the scientists, and we need to have them set in departments in a rank and file system, regimented in a coordinated system with communication that is encrypted, so we can communicate and talk to one another. Because what's going to happen is this, man, is that it's really coming down to what you can do and what you can't do. And I'm gonna say this, lastly, and break this down, bro. The white man brought us here to pick cotton. That's why we was brought here. Really brought us here to do some other stuff, excuse me. And then cotton was just the thing, right? And in that moment, you had a big reproductive movement, because other English nations or European nations were competing with one another to who can make the most money. So what am I saying? England, not caring about blacks, said, you know what, America, you can't import blacks. We had the biggest navy at the time. So they stopped it. So the white man in that moment was like, okay, well, let's breed more blacks. Let's breed them like a dog. And you start getting a surplus of humans to do this labor. All right. So now you got, this is the part of our history we want to talk about, these sex farms, and this all goes to the music, right? So you might have Big Bubba, right? That the master called him Big Bubba. And he fathered maybe 300 chillings. He just was having sex. He was inseminating these women on these sex farms in Virginia, Maryland, all that, right? And sending them out all through the country. So now you don't know the true heritage of your people. That's a disconnect right there. But now when slavery ends, because the North and the South is battling because of money, and that industry dies, you have no different than in these black communities, you have these leftover factories for stuff that ain't being made. So what's going on? You got these leftover blacks who are bound to the continent by heritage and built this thing, and blood has been spilled. And now, what was funny, man, when we exited slavery in 1864 and right before Reconstruction, we had all the skills. We had all the skills. We did everything of a skill set in this country. So now, 200-something years later, you might have, maybe say 1950 or 60, right? You might have a black woman who knew how to plant a turnip green to feed you. Now, not so much. The skills have not proliferated down to our generation. It was a whitewashing of skill sets. I think what Elijah Muhammad did that was so brilliant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was to teach us that the agricultural part of our people is what built this, and we can't do it for them and not do it for ourselves.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Go to nnvnews.com/donate.